Actually, a very simple process. It's not as complicated as it really seems or looks. And over here we have 1 cup of all-purpose flour or maida. To this we're going to add 1/8 teaspoon of cardamom powder, 1 teaspoon of rapid rise yeast, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. And once the dry ingredients are in there, we're going to just mix it. And be ready for the wet ingredients now. 1 teaspoon of oil, 1 tablespoon of yogurt, and 3/4 cup of water.
Now this is a slightly warm water because we want the yeast to activate, so you don't want it really piping hot, but just like a nice warm bath water.
And mix. And get all the lumps out. And finish it off with a spatula, clean up the sides.
So a lot of jalebi recipes take a long time for the dough to ferment, right? Either hours and hours of fermentation time. Is we have a bowl with very warm water in here. And what we're going to do is take our bowl with the batter and place it inside so that it covers the sides of the bowl. Now we have just a cover. Any kind of cover will work. Cover it, and we're going to keep this in our oven. Now oven is off, but because it's an enclosed space, it's going to help maintain the warmth in this bowl, and it's going to rise and rise really fast. So we're going to give it about 30 minutes and we'll take a look then.
So we have another 15 minutes more left for the batter to ferment. Meanwhile, we'll get the syrup started. So this is a perfect time to start working on that. We've got 1 cup of water, and we're going to put it on medium heat. And to this, we're going to add 1 1/4 cup of sugar and a pinch of saffron.
Now we're going to cook the sugar syrup for 15 minutes. Now that is our stove on medium heat, so from the time we turn it on, about 15 minutes. But if you have a candy thermometer, it works really great, and you're trying to get the syrup to come to about 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 95 degrees Celsius.
Right.
So you can just leave that in there, and when it hits that number, just put it on a simmer.
Right.
So we're going to do this, and it's going to take 15 minutes.
And we'll also start heating up the oil for frying the jalebis. So that's over here. So these two things will work together, and meanwhile the batter will get ready, and as soon as the batter gets ready, you need to start frying the jalebis. Very important.
And just a quick note, we're using a heavy bottom pan just so the sugar syrup doesn't burn.
So the syrup is ready. It's been 15 minutes. We've now lowered the temperature, and it's on simmer. And one of the things I wanted to mention is you're not looking for any threads or anything. It's just going to be sticky. So for the jalebi, that's good. And to this now we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice.
The lemon juice is going to help keep that sugar syrup from crystallizing. So it'll be nice and sticky, but not crystals.
And the oil is already starting to get heated up, so let's have a look at the batter now.
So here's our batter. It's been just about 32 minutes, and look at it.
Wow.
It's risen.
Okay, let's take it out. And let's give it a mix. Ooh, look at that. So mix that well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the jalebis with this. Now remember not to fill it up too much because the yeast is still fermenting, and you want things oozing out. So
our sugar syrup is on a very low simmer. Motion. These don't have to be any kind of perfection. They're just a bunch of squiggles. But you want to try to get the ends to tie so they don't run away from you.
Yeah, there's a saying.
When they start, and when you notice the bubbles reducing, when it has a lot of moisture, there's a lot of bubbles, but when they start reducing like this, then pretty much they're cooked. We're going to pull it out from here, shake off the excess oil, and drop them into our sugar syrup. And once they're in there, they're just going to get a light coating of the sugar syrup. Flip them over once.
And after you flip them, just pull it out and put it in your plate. And there's some